Welcome back, blade lovers, and love it is. I think love at first sight for this one. Yeah, I know you're just looking at an orange box, but I figure I impress you with the fact that I think this is the first Vosteed, at least the first Vosteed that I have. It comes in this fancy, shall we say, pelican sort of case. Not really pelican, but Vosteed. Let's see what we can reveal. Oh, and what have we got? RS knife designed chaos, RSKAOS. And it is being billed as a Wharncliffe blade. And let's see what we've got. Very nice. I got the seal and everything. So if you wanted to keep this box for, your boating and whatnot, keep things dry. Look at this beauty. And don't get frustrated because a lot of you write and say, you didn't open the knife until 5 minutes into it. I'll try to be a little quicker, but you're going to see it eventually, and there's always that fast forward button, but you could miss something essential if you do that. All right, so designed by RS Knifeworks, and he makes some fantastic customs. So you got to wait a while to get a hold of one of those. But let's take a look at this Wharncliffe, and it's being billed as a Wharncliffe. I had to look it up because, I'm always talking Wharncliffe and sheep's foot. Apparently the sheep's foot has a spine that runs parallel for a good deal of the distance of the blade, okay? Whereas the Wharncliffe tends to taper off gradually. So they're calling this a Wharncliffe, and I tend to agree. It is a beautiful compound ground blade. Just look at that grind on it. I'm not sure how useful this is. I think it's mainly for eye appeal. You've got a very short amount of blade there that is got a little steeper edge. I don't know if I want to call it steeper or not. Let's see if we can. I'm using some new camera equipment. So I've had actually this camera for a while, but hadn't employed it as for my YouTube stuff. So we'll see how it works out. Hopefully it's going to be as good as the other one, which I tend to use also outdoors. So instead of switching them back and forth, I figure I would just dedicate this one camera to YouTube videos. So here we are. So that grind is, I don't know if we can see it. That's the one thing. I may not get the same close-up ability here as I had on the other one, but we'll deal with it. So we got a little different grind there going on, whereas we've got, I think, a lower grind, really, because you got a thicker amount of material. It tends to show more. That bevel tends to show. Look at the milling in that blade. We've got the design on the handle, titanium, by the way, and the blade on this guy is Elmax. And before I go any further, it is a White Mountain exclusive in this form, okay, with the blue accents, blue pivot surround, very nice, blue pivot surround on that side, blue clip, and a blue backspacer. Blue, blue, blue. But just little bits of it, and the button, of course. Now here is the real, I think, interesting thing about this knife is, and it's been done before, but I'm not sure if I have any knives where it's been done like this. Essentially what this is a compression lock. That's right. So we've got a compression lock, and see if I can zoom in, if it makes any difference here. Let's see. Try to get the right balance so it's not out of focus for you. But that is a compression lock. And it's really a piece of steel, might have a spring underneath it. I'm not entirely sure, and I haven't ventured to take this one apart. It just came in the other day, and I figured if I couldn't get it back together, we wouldn't have a video for you. But the button closes the compression lock, and there goes the blade. And it's just as smooth and fidgety as any button lock, maybe even more so than a button lock using a plunge lock, right? So it is really, really nice. You've got a flipper. You've got jimping on the flipper. I would say just the right amount of jimping on that flipper. There you go. And it has also got a oval hole, middle finger flick, no problems all day long. Thumb flick, no problems. And thumb roll, no problems. What a beauty. It's a good size knife. You know, it's coming in at around a 3.5-inch blade. We're going to measure it up in a moment. Beautifully sculpted and contoured titanium handle. There are a lot of variants of this now. I'm not sure if a lot is correct, but there are quite a few variants of this. This one is the exclusive to White Mountain, of course, and I think the Elmax is exclusive, and I think the blue hardware is exclusive, but I'll leave you links. By the way, just throw this out at you. This is dropping on November 17th, and Vosteed has a number of Black Friday deals coming up. So I'll see if I can list all that information in the description so you can get it. Remember, it's going to be just for a time period. So if you see this video a year from now, there may or may not be any sale, but they're having up to 30% off. So pretty cool. The choil, very usable. And they kick that edge back just enough so that you're not sticking yourself. Still, with any of these, with a choil, you got to be careful. There's a few where the edge doesn't begin right at the choil, but this one does. So we're going to get some measurements. That's what I said. Let's see how big or little she is. And for this, let's see if I can back out just a little bit. I'm trying not to get off the background here. Bear with me. Here we go. Don't like that white border showing. I'm just image-wise kind of a perfectionist. But all right, so overall length, I'm going to call that like an 8.3 inches around there, with a blade coming in right at 3.5 to the handle, with a sharpened edge exactly 3 inches. Okay. Moving over to the other dimensions, what do we got? Millimeters. So let's see what we've got for blade stock. 3.7. Let's try that again. Get it right at the thickest part. No, 3.9. I was getting it at the taper. So almost a 4 millimeter blade stock. This is where I'm going to grab it right here. Am I even in focus? Okay. 3.9. I'm going to call it a 3.9 blade stock. And we will get the handle here. And the handle is in inches. I like to get the handle in inches, don't ask me why. 0.55. That would seem thick, but really not. Okay? I mean, I don't feel that this is in any way a pocket anchor. And we're going to find out what she weighs. Remember, we've got a 3.5-inch blade. What are we coming in at? 5 ounces. Woo! A little heavier than I thought. One more time. Yeah, 5 ounces. Okay. That brings us to the question, is there any weight relieving on the inside? And I'm seeing a little bit. There we go. So there's a pocket back there. There's one up there. Oh, yeah. Both sides. So they removed quite a bit of titanium. And the clip does attach with 2 screws from the outside. Here's a closer look at some of that beautiful detailing. Do we have a hollow grind up in here? No. We have a flat grind, and a flat grind as near as I can tell. You know, usually have to go get get something to lay along it. I don't know what I'm going to use. Let's see. I don't know if this is even going to work. And I may not be able to show you. Flat grind. If somebody knows different, let me know. Just stab the scale with that awesome point. This knife, when I saw it and played around with it, aside from the mechanism, made me think of something else. And what was that something else? Well, made me think of this guy, the Atlas by Kubi. This is more of a sheep's foot, okay? That's more of a Wharncliffe. This is more of a sheep's foot in my book, because if you consider this part of the blade, right? Not this part, but really they're both parallel to each other. Then it drops off very quickly. This is a beautiful yet massive knife. I really, really have enjoyed this one. And let's back out again. Big old slot in the middle. The design in this one, I think, was Jelly Jerry. Yeah, there is Jelly Jerry's logo. Very cool. And it's because of the blue hardware, I think. It's a little brighter blue, a little lighter, okay? More of a baby blue, if you will. You see? But equally industrial looking, you know? Really a great design. It is a frame lock, and it's very, very smooth. One of the favorites in the collection, for some reason, likes to be backflipped more than flipped with that hole. Very similar holes, a little longer there. And then we have another Vosteed, the Gator. And they're billing this Gator as I believe they're billing this as the Wharncliffe version. They make a Wharncliffe and a sheep's foot. The sheep's foot's very stubby, and I think this one's no longer made. I think they must have done better with marketing the stubbier one there that I don't have nearby, so I'm not going to bother. But this is beautiful. Beautiful, whatever you want to call it. A beautiful knife. It is a liner lock. It is just smooth as silk. You've got a front flipper that works beautifully, and a back flipper, same thing. And that, I mean, this was a great job by Vosteed. And these are coming in like $60 or some ridiculous thing. And remember, if you take advantage of that sale, I think the Gator is one of the ones, not this particular one, but the other model is available on that Black Friday discount. So let's put the Atlas away and take another look at this guy. Really great workmanship. There's Vosteed's logo. There's White Mountain. Look at that. Check that out. There's White Mountain's logo. And there is R.S. Bladeworks, or Knifeworks. R.S. Bladeworks. And there's your steel, which is Elmax. Compared to the Rat 1, I think is going to, significantly larger, maybe 3/4 of an inch longer overall, with a blade about 1/2 inch longer, around there. Not a 1/2 inch, because that would make it 4 inch. It's not a 4-inch blade. It's most closer to 3 3/4. So 3.5 here looks bigger than you would think. And there is that compression lock. I think that's going to be a formidable lock, and maybe they'll use it again. Maybe we'll see it elsewhere. I think we do have maybe Spyderco's using the button release for the compression lock. I know Spyderco's got a lot of compression locks out there. I'm not sure I can really give you a good gander at the inside of this, where that lock is. I can show it from the back, but there it is from the inside. You can see it is, I'm trying to figure out where they've actually attached it. It's kind of a split, but I don't know. I don't see two pieces of titanium there. I only see one. And did they harden that? See, it's like a little tab down in there. Like a little piece sticking out. It's difficult to see where and how it engages, but suffice it to say, it is a compression lock knife with a button release, and it works extremely well. Well, there you go. That is the RSKAOS. I'm going to pronounce it like a word, or RSKAOS by Vosteed, designed by R.S. Knifeworks. Just a beautiful sculpted blade. Been waiting to get this for a while. I'm glad I waited for the White Mountain exclusive. Don't forget to give this vid a like and subscribe, and check the links below for some of the Black Friday Vosteed 2023 deals. Be well.